you know who this is. Family, I got to do this video real quick because the election is coming up. So I got to speak my piece as a New Yorker. I want to say no matter if Zohran Mamdani wins or loses, black people lose. And let me break that down because there's only three things that can happen after the election. He wins and black people lose because this will be, first of all, let me say this. The New York election is basically like a nationwide election. A nationwide election. So whatever happens in this New York election is going to be used as a template nationwide. So if he wins with black support, this will be used as a template to run candidates who could not traditionally win by going the traditional Democratic route, which means going through the black community. And they'll be like, listen, we can run candidates like Zohran Mamdani, we can follow his blueprint. We'll just go through different communities and talk about different things to get people to come out and vote for him that would normally not come out and vote Democrat, come out and vote, get our candidate through, and then once we get them through the primary, black people are basically forced at that point in time to vote for him. They have no choice because they know the Republican is worse. So we can win like that. Or let's say, for example, he wins and the majority of black people don't vote for him. This will also be a proof of concept that, hey, as Democrats, we can now we don't have to go through that traditional source to win, which is the black community. We don't have to go through them. We just get a new type of candidate like Zohran Mamdani, somebody who's more left, somebody who is younger, who can reach different demographics that we normally can't reach, and have them come out and vote and put him over the top in the primary and in the general election. If he loses, black people lose because now they're going to say he lost because black people refuse to vote blue no matter who. So they're going to blame the black community, even though black people will be like, well, we didn't vote for him because he ignored our community or he did things differently. They're going to say, look, we need a new coalition. The black community can't be trusted. They made Zohran Mamdani lose, just like they made Kamala Harris lose, just like they made Hillary Clinton lose. That's what's going to be said. And it'll be used as an excuse to break the coalition as we know it and as we have it, which is already broken. I'm saying using as an excuse to break it. It's already broken. It'll be used to accelerate the breaking even further. Because if he wins, that's going to be the excuse to take the Democratic primary, which they're trying to do, out of South Carolina, to start it in somewhere else. If he loses, that's going to be used as an excuse to try to take the Democratic primary and stop it from starting in South Carolina. Because if he wins, they'll be like, listen, we need to go reach out to new demographics. Zohran Mamdani gave us the blueprint. And the best way to do that, to get out and get people to vote that would have never voted for our establishment Democrat, we cannot start it in South Carolina. Because if we start the primary system in South Carolina, we're going to end up with an establishment Democrat as our candidate in 2028. So we can't start it there. Okay, real quick, I gotta cut in. I gotta explain why South Carolina is important because I think I didn't do a good job. The reason they want to keep the quote unquote establishment candidate that people want to keep from winning is the black candidate of choice. Because black people have been picking the Democratic nominee for president since 2008 via South Carolina. That's why a lot of people don't like Jim Kleinberg also. He's basically the kingmaker. One of the most powerful people in the history of the United States Congress, the most powerful black person in the history of the United States Congress. Because black people picked Barack Obama in 2008 via South Carolina, Hillary Clinton 2016 via South Carolina, Joe Biden in 2020 via South Carolina, effectively picked Kamala Harris for 2024 via South Carolina because there was no way Jim Clyburn was going to let anybody else run for president other than Kamala. It wasn't going to happen if Joe Biden stepped down. And if they keep the primary system in South Carolina and started off in South Carolina, and nobody outblacks Kamala Harris, she will be the Democratic nominee for president in 2028. That's why they really want to get out of South Carolina. And again, this Mamdani situation will help that process along because they're already trying to get out of South Carolina and switch it to, I think, Ohio or something, or Idaho, anywhere, New Hampshire, anywhere, just outside of South Carolina. Because if it starts in South Carolina, whoever black people want is going to be the Democratic nominee for president. And they don't want that. Back to the rest of the video. That's what's gonna happen. So black people lose regardless. I might do another video like going more in depth about this, but that's pretty much what's gonna happen. Only three things are gonna happen. Zohran Mamdani is going to win with black support, and it's going to be used as a justification to ignore black people in the future. Zohran Mamdani is going to win without black support, and it's going to be used as a justification to ignore black people in the future. Or Zohran Mamdani is going to lose, and it's going to be used as a justification to ignore black people in the future, especially by leftists, because leftists are not our friends at all. Leftists are not our friends. Liberals are our friends. Leftists are not. And Zohran Mamdani is the leftist candidate. And if he loses, they're going to use that as an excuse to go full class reductionist. And if he wins, they're going to use that as an excuse to go full class reductionist. So black people are in a bad spot regardless. And when I say black people are in a bad spot, we talking about overall politics. We talking about like the way the Democrat Party is going in the future. So yeah, I think I made my point. I'm gonna end this video here. Like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment, tell me what you think. Thank you for watching to the end. Give this video high points. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell. Donate to me if you can. PayPal, Cash App, Super Thanks, or become a channel member. Email me. Yeah. And on that note, family, peace.